YouTube, welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to do some more like scary type of videos. Well, let me just show you the title of it real quick. It's titled The Scariest Mockumentary I've Ever Seen. Now, I've watched a few of this guy's videos. I've watched like maybe 3 to 4 minutes of this video, and it just really intrigued me from what I can remember, because I put this on my watch list like a while ago. So yeah, I just remember it being really interesting. I was like, bro, let me stop watching this on my own time. Let me react to it as a YouTube video. So yeah, let's just get straight into it. All right, this video, okay.
저기요.
Yeah, so I kind of remember a little bit. No, I honestly, I really don't remember any of it. You've never seen. Okay.
I've always felt that found footage as a genre had the potential to be one of the most terrifying ways to tell a story. However, most American attempts feel, well, underwhelming.
Facts. It's like overused. It's just, yeah.
Footage films are received so poorly, but I think the main reason is its low budget accessibility. Because these films are
paranormal Activity fucked it up, bro. Like the first one was pretty good, and then they milked the fuck out of it, and then it just,
so cheap to produce, filmmakers use that.
You know, I think my favorite like found footage film is probably like Cloverfield. I fucking love Cloverfield, bro. That's a banger movie. But yeah, besides that, I don't really know any other like found footage movies that I really like that much.
Excuse to be lazy. Anyone who unfortunately was alive during the 2000s found footage boom can probably agree with me. And over the years, I have gone through the trenches defending this genre, and it's difficult because I can't tell you how many times I've seen something exactly like this.
Yeah, everything moves, right? Nothing happened. She moved her coffee. Wow. Dude, this is thrilling, bro. Did that scare you? Yeah, it's like a cheap ass scare. Dude.
Satisfying and unoriginal, and it plagues the genre. But even with found footage being overshadowed by terrible movies, I also can't think of any other genre that has more effect.
4 out of 10. That's like a little bit below average.
Terrified me when it works. I will never forget my first time watching movies like Gungeum Haunted Asylum or Lake Mungo. See,
I gotta watch these, bro, because like, you know, when you got a YouTuber like this that dedicated his whole channel to stuff like this, you know that the stuff he's recommending is probably really good, so I gotta watch these.
Roy, The Curse. The atmosphere that these films craft are a testament to how difficult and effective found footage can be. And while I absolutely love all of those films, that's not what I'm here to talk about.
Okay.
I want to talk about a film that you've probably never heard of and definitely never seen. Nightmare movies. And today, I want to talk about the
Nightmare movies, bro.
Film Invisible 2: Chasing the Ghost Sound.
Go visit his channel, bro. He makes some good videos. Like I said, I've watched some of his videos before. His editing, his just way that he structures his videos. Before we dive into this one,
I want to give a few notes so nothing is confusing. Someone, luckily, uploaded the whole film with English subtitles on YouTube, but the translation is definitely off at points. It didn't distract me personally, but it's something to keep in mind if that
you dare to air these shits on your show.
might bother you. It is also only available at 360p, which I personally think only adds to the atmosphere, but again, personal choice. With all that out of the way, let me give you a breakdown. The film starts with an interview with a woman named Mrs. Lee and an unseen person who I'll refer to as the director. Mrs. Lee is seeking the help of a man named Mr. Jung. Apologies in advance for my Korean pronunciation. Mrs. Lee is looking for help from Mr. Jung since he apparently professionally records the sounds of ghosts, and she wants his help identifying and expelling this terrifying presence in her home. Okay. Unfortunately, he is under contract with the director, so if Mrs. Lee wants his help, it's going to have to be filmed. Conflicted, Mrs. Lee doesn't know what to do, and as the director is about to leave, fast forward to January 25th, and we are introduced to the whole 25th? Crew.
My birthday month.
Most importantly,
the best month of the year.
Together.
Now, January, bro, besides it being my birth month has nothing going on, bro. Like, it's just cold, it's depressing, but my birthday's in it, so it's lit.
They make a long trek over a frozen lake deep into the woods and eventually arrive at Mrs. Lee's secluded guest house. Now, even though this is in Korea,
they shot this in Korea, okay.
This entire atmosphere is eerie. And that's something I think Invisible 2 does exceptionally well that most found footage films get wrong. In typical found footage slop, most of the time is wasted
Wait, this is Invisible 2, right? What's the first one? I don't know.
on characters that nobody cares about, setting up nothing of interest. But from the start, we know something is wrong, and Mr. Jung can sense it too. Mrs. Lee gives the crew a tour of the house and gives us some more context.
See, again, I'm not reacting too hard because I've already watched, like, I forget when I stopped watching it. It's around the 4 to 5 minute mark
About the sound
where
that
I
she
stopped and I didn't
been
watch any more
hearing.
of it.
The director asks if the main room is where she's hearing the noises, but she corrects him, saying that she hears them all over the house. As the
Right.
crew investigates, you'll notice that Mrs. Lee keeps looking at the cameras, acting uncomfortable in their presence. They continue the tour until they enter the main room of the house, and Mr. Jung is already inside. As soon as they enter, he leaves to the confusion of Mrs. Lee, but the director brushes it
What
off
the
as
flip,
nothing
dude?
more than him acting abnormally.
Yeah, I
like
think around here I clicked off. I was like, bro, I just gotta wait.
he always does. One of the last rooms that they investigate is what the director refers to as the honeymoon suite. As they enter, Mrs. Lee closes a magazine lying on top of a pile of other magazines. Throughout the tour of the house, it seems like
Okay,
it was
keep that
mostly
noted.
well kept and clean.
Keep everything Bro, I'm watching this with so much intensity. Every little detail, bro, I'm clocking too.
As soon as they enter this room, it feels like it was just abandoned. The room is this bright pink color, contrasting the rest of the house. It was also the room that Mr. Jung was entranced by when they first entered the property. After a quick walkthrough, the crew shuffles out and Mrs. Lee adjusts the magazines one more time before locking up. And with that,
What the fuck are those oh god.
the crew gathers in the dining room to prep
Okay.
for the night. The director hooks up a lav mic to Mrs. Lee and shows her their helmet camera, a staple of their show apparently, and has supposedly captured pictures of ghosts for them many, many times. Though the director explains how it might not be useful
Look at her, bro. She's like, bitch, why you Yeah, okay.
since she hasn't seen any ghosts, only heard them. Right then, Mr. Jung speaks to her for the first time. He asks whose voice she's been hearing. After prying for an answer, she reveals something interesting. She believes it's the voice of her dead sister.
Oh my god. Wait, okay. Fuck! This is gonna get crazy, bro.
Mr. Jung senses something's off. He tells her that they need to talk in private, but the director interjects. The director has a better idea.
Fucking interview, bro. Come on. Okay.
The two are sat down for an interview for the show. Mr. Jung asks Mrs. Lee how her sister
Dude,
passed away.
I love this.
She explains that it was a hit-and-run accident. But not only did her sister pass away, unfortunately, her husband did as well since he was in the passenger seat.
Oh,
Mr.
no.
Jung asks if she ever hears the sound of her husband in the house as well. She says that she doesn't, so Mr. Jung
Did he kill him? I don't know. I'm just trying to theorize here. Did he run him over, hit and run? I don't know.
shifts his questioning to what exactly Mrs. Lee has been
That
hearing.
would be pretty coincidental if that's how it is. But
She says that she doesn't quite understand what it's saying, and that's why she needs his help. So Mr. Jung obliges and has Mrs. Lee write down a few questions to ask her dead sister. And so it begins.
why don't she want her to?
Mr. Jung and the crew
Why doesn't she want her to for them to record though? I don't know.
continue their investigation throughout the house, listening for any signs of a ghost. The last room that they end up in is the honeymoon suite, and after finding nothing, they decide to take a break. But as they're leaving, Mr. Jung looks in the magazines that Mrs. Lee was organizing earlier and finds something that changes everything.
Huh?
Mr. Jung confronts Mrs. Lee with a photograph and asks her once again to speak in private. The director once again intervenes, saying that they should have a cameraman on them at all times, promising to edit out anything that they don't want
What
shown.
the flip,
So with
dude?
no other choice,
Why does he want to talk to her by herself? Okay.
Mr. Jung asks about the photograph once again. Mrs. Lee explains that it's a picture of her and her husband, nothing more. But he doesn't buy it. He claims that the woman
Who
in
the
the
fuck? Who is this guy, dude? Who do you think he is, bro? Ah!
picture is not Mrs. Lee, and she
The
finally
suspense!
confesses. Mrs. Lee had a twin sister, And as Mr. Jung explains, in the photograph, she can be seen leaving a hotel with Mrs. Lee's husband.
Oh!
Finally, Mr. Jung confronts her about it, accusing her of being the one who committed the hit-and-run accident, and that the quote-unquote ghost she's been hearing is nothing more than her guilty conscience. Mrs. Lee starts screaming at the whole team, telling them they have to leave, and she is furious, telling them to turn off all their cameras, and they finally do. Suddenly, we're back in the honeymoon suite with Mrs. Lee. The director comes in and sits next to her.
Why the fuck did that guy say all that, dude? He knows something, bro. Oh, okay, he knows something that we don't,
Telling
obviously.
her that the camera isn't on. He pries at her, trying to get more information from her. She feels like Mr. Jung is investigating her, and so to keep the episode going, the director promises to kick Mr. Jung off his team. But just as they're finishing their conversation, a crew member frantically opens the door. The crew listens, and we hear this strange creaking noise coming from the roof. Mr. Jung takes a listen and laughs to himself before leaving. So up at
What the no. Is this man a devil or something?
Nothing
this is stressing me
paranormal
out.
has actually taken place. We assume
Facts.
that the house is haunted because, well,
The
it's
build-up.
a horror movie. But all that buildup leading to what is essentially a creaking floorboard is disappointing. And Mr.
Facts. I was like, okay.
Jung shares that sentiment with us. The crew is packing up to leave for the night, and something doesn't feel right to Mrs. Lee. She says that it doesn't sound like her sister. This isn't what she's been hearing, but the director assures her that they will analyze the sound
Did
and
she fucking live? Okay.
get back to her. As they're leaving, setting up their next destination, Mr. Jung finally confronts the director. He tells the director he knows that the sound was faked and that this wasn't the first time he's pulled something like this for his quote-unquote reality television show. But before the director can rebuttal,
What do you mean?
the crew rushes
Bitch.
back into
Bitch, you're rushing back. Okay, this is their job, okay.
the house to find Mrs. Lee, and eventually they do. She's curled up in a corner, panicking. She says she's hearing the sound and that they need to turn on their stupid helmet camera so she can prove that it's
Oh
real.
my god, she looks like a fucking... She looks like she's possessed. Okay.
She wants to capture this ghost, and Mr. Jung immediately turns on his sound equipment to locate the ghost, but he needs her help. Mr. Jung tells Mrs. Lee to start asking her sister those questions, and she does. The crew follows Mr. Jung around the entire house, recording a total of 5 sounds. They all
Okay.
gather together in the main room to analyze their findings. They listen and listen, trying to make out what Mrs. Lee's dead sister is trying to communicate to them, but it's not working. This is when the director asks to speak to Mr. Jung. He takes Mr. Jung into a room and confronts him, claiming that he's faking the sounds as well to trick Mrs. Lee. Mr. Jung denies it and rebuttals that he heard the tape playing that his crew planted to fake the sounds. The two go back and forth until it's apparent that there is no...
Yo, you know what's funny? These, like, you know, there's actual shows on television, like, I forget the name of that TV show. I don't know, there's some ghost show on TV, like MTV, called, like, Ghost Hunters. I forgot the fucking name of it. But, like, it's just funny because you know they probably planted some noises, or, like, they got those lights that you put on the floor, and it's like, oh my god, it's shining on the ground. And, like, you could put it in my room right now, and it would fucking blink. Those shits don't work, bro. But hey, you know what? You just gotta go along with it, bro.
Mr. Jung looking for the truth, and the director just trying to make entertaining television. The director and Mr. Jung leave Mrs. Lee's home. The director telling her that he'll be back, and Mr. Jung explains how to listen back to the recordings on the laptop. As the crew is about to leave, Mrs. Lee asks them for one last thing. Now, I want to warn you, we've talked about the entire plot, but I would recommend, if you are at all interested, go watch this film right now.
Oh, it gets real right now! It's getting real right now! Ooh, ooh, I'm hyped, okay. Because a lot of it has just been building shit, nothing's actually really happened. So I'm hyped.
I spoiled the last 10 minutes of it. It is one of the best crafted horror sequences that I have personally seen in a long time.
Okay.
And I want you to be able to experience it. That's your spoiler warning.
어디 있니? 같이
That's crazy to say, but okay, I'm gonna hold you to it, bro. Lock in.
Mrs. Lee, alone in her house, turns on the helmet cam and starts going off the rails. She's walking all around the house.
You slept with your brother-in-law.
Telling her sister things like, "You came back for forgiveness, didn't you?" and hounding her about the affair she had with her husband. She eventually finds a mirror at the end of this hallway, and Mrs. Lee confesses what we already guessed. She was responsible for the hit and run, and now she believes her sister's ghost is haunting her. Alone in the dark.
The fucking guy was right. But why is that guy acting like that? Why did he look at the room? Why did he look at the newspapers like he knew what happened? Okay, I'm sorry.
Mrs. Lee is desperate to capture her dead sister on camera. She finds herself back in the honeymoon suite and finds the pile of magazines. One titled Puzzle. Mrs. Lee puts it all together and runs back to the laptop.
Puzzle?
Slowly, Mrs. Lee starts reorganizing all the sound clips. All of it is incoherent until she finds the right order.
Bitch! Watch your back! Bitch! Bitch! Why are you doing that?
So there's so many reasons why I find this little short horror film to be so effective.
That is actually horrifying, bro. Oh my god, bro. What the fuck?
So there's so many reasons why I find this little short horror film to be so effective. And a lot of it comes from the information you learn on replay. The characterization of everyone at the beginning of the investigation is brilliant. If you remember, Mrs. Lee first explains how this is a guest house. Now, there's two possible theories that have interesting implications for her character. The first is that she's lying, which is setting up how she's constantly telling half-truths throughout the movie. It's the same reason why she keeps looking back at the cameras and why she didn't want them there to begin with. Another theory that I had was that if this was the guest house, then her plan to murder her husband may have been much more methodical than it first seems. Maybe killing him and receiving insurance money after the fact. However, I think she's simply lying considering the honeymoon suite. It's the first thing that Mr. Jung notices upon entering the property.
Why did he know everything? Okay, I don't know.
Helps characterize him as different from the rest of the crew, and that he also seemingly has some sort of insight that they don't. The honeymoon suite is also an interesting name for it, even if it might be a mistranslation. I'm certain that Mrs. Lee's sister was staying with her at this house, at least for some amount of time, and that was her room. It explains why it's so different from the rest of the house, and why she's so cautious upon entering it. And calling it the honeymoon suite helps form more of an idea of what Mrs. Lee's husband and her sister were really doing, and how
that is bars, actually.
Often they might have been doing it. The idea that their affair could have even taken place in Mrs. Lee's own home is horrifying and tragic. Other than the subtle storytelling and characterization, the thing that I love about this film is how it doesn't waste time. If it's not setting up characters in interesting ways, it's building an atmosphere or unraveling the story. Now, by no means is this a complex story that we're unraveling here, but it's a good story.
No, that's cool, bro.
Told well, and that is
short, straight to the point.
Always better than a great story told poorly. It doesn't matter if your story is simple. If you can tell it in an engaging way, it will still be terrifying. And with that rant out of the way, I think I can end it here. I hope I introduced you guys to a new film that you can enjoy just as much as I did.
That was dope. I did like that. You know, I'm subscribed to you, bro. I don't know why I'm not, but you got my sub, bro.
Movies.
Yeah, bro, I thought that was a dope video and a dope short film. Slow burn, but I like the burn. I like the burn, bro. That sister was low-key evil. She slept with her sister's husband and then comes back just to haunt her sister. Well, her sister was also a terrible person because she murdered them, bro. What are we talking about, bro? But yeah, she was also terrible, though. She was just all around bad people, bro. Anyway, though, y'all, that is today's video, and make sure to go support Nightmare Movies and his channel. Go subscribe to him and go watch more of his videos because they are goated. So, and yeah, like I said, I'll be reacting to more of his videos at some point. So, because I think they're very entertaining and well edited, so shout out to this guy. But yeah, anyway, if you liked today's video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff you want to do. Yeah, have a good day. I love y'all, and peace.
Two shorties getting live in the hatchback. Ass up, world star with the clapback. Young man with a plan, it's the campaign. Mommy wants some rose, no champagne.